Control how you react to things sent to destroy your peace. Hi, I'm HC, and watching this video until the end will help you understand yourself deeper than you understand it now. Stay tuned. Because it is said that once a person has control over your emotions, they have control over your life, it is important to be mindful when reacting emotionally. In this context, reacting emotionally involves making unfounded split decisions according to your grief, stress, or sudden discomfort. We often react emotionally to things we do not yet understand. These reactions, often based on past events or future worries, tend to preserve that same cycle of worrisome thought. Knowing how to avoid reacting emotionally will inspire making decisions from a place of peace, therefore placing you back at the helm of your journey forward. This is why knowing how to not react emotionally is such an important factor on the journey of you becoming your best you. So, without further ado, here are the steps on how to not react emotionally. Step 1. Assess the risk. Hold yourself accountable. In this context, to assess the risk is to consider the aftermath of your actions. By doing so, you are giving yourself the opportunity to plan ahead and move forward constructively, as opposed to reacting sporadically when something happens. This means to take special consideration of your environment and the relations that you harbor. Always remember, you are responsible for what you do. Therefore, it would be in your favor to anticipate the outcome of your actions and associations. This implies that no matter how noble or malignant your intentions are, it is important to consider that what is may continue to be, regardless of your implication. Consider the allegory of the wounded, venomous snake. In the tale, a young woman drove by and noticed that there was a wounded snake that was on the brink of death. The girl then decides to stop her car and go over and ask the snake if it needed any help. The snake obliged, and the young lady took the snake to her home, where she healed, fed, and selflessly took care of him for days on end. However, to her demise, once the snake was fully healed, it took a bite of the girl with its venomous fangs and prepared to eat her. Before she was consumed by the snake, in agony, the woman asked the snake, "Why would you do such a thing? After all that I have done for you, and after all of the help and love that I gave to you, why would you do this to me?" And the snake replied, "Because I am a snake." In this scenario, getting bit and then reacting emotionally about it would simply be a waste of your energy, because you are aware that it was a venomous snake and you chose to not assess the risk and plan all the way through. Assess the risk, hold yourself accountable, and move forward with a plan and with purpose. Step 2. Think twice. In this context, to think twice is to take a step back and to monitor your first reaction in all of its vigor, and then think again. To consider all factors involved from an impersonal perspective. Thinking twice in this way will help to avoid immediate reaction charged with emotion and encourage a thought-out course of action. This means to grant yourself the benefit of the doubt. Consider that maybe you could be completely wrong about your line of thinking, and reacting emotionally could destroy everything that you have built. Maybe the conclusions that you have drawn about a person or situation are completely off. Always remember, Not because there is correlation doesn't mean that there is causation. Thinking twice is acknowledging that your brain sometimes creates stories to protect you from your own pain and insecurities. It is important to always consider that your entire perspective is just one perspective of 7+ billion perspectives on this planet today. Consider it this way. Imagine a lion, but the lion is so big that you cannot tell that it's a lion. At most, you're only able to see part of the lion's tail. However, another person looking at the same giant lion could probably only see its paw, and another admirer may only be able to grasp the bottom of the lion's mane. In this scenario, you are all seeing the same giant lion. However, all of your descriptions of what you saw would differ, no matter how convinced you are about what you saw. And no one would be wrong. Thinking twice would be considering that although you feel that you are right, maybe there is something more to consider, and maybe you have more to learn about what you already have conviction in. Thinking twice will help lead you to more sound conclusions and inspire better communication on the journey to becoming your best you. Step 3. Be patient. It is important to consider that things have a way of making sense if you allow them the time to do so. It is important to accept that certain things are outside of your control, which means that no matter how you think or react to it, it will still be what it is. Practicing patience will help by allowing the time necessary to process the information and plan forward, as opposed to acting on potentially uninformed grounds. Being patient thus encourages sidestepping overreaction or acting in haste. Think of reacting emotionally as putting a product on the market way before it is ready. In this scenario, no matter how great your idea for the product may have been, without proper preparation, you would be exposing it to scrutiny before even giving it a chance to be what it was intended to be. Always practice patience. Step 4. Listen with an open mind. In this context, to listen does not just mean to hear, but also to feel and admire inquisitively. Always consider that a person often tells you who they are way before they actually verbalize it, and an environment usually is what it's going to be before you ever enter the situation. By listening with an open mind, you can anticipate actions and scenarios, which will help to gauge your response and manage your reactions. Always remember, no one has power over you unless you give it to them. You are in control of your life, and your choices decide your own fate. By jumping to conclusions, you hastily give your power away and box yourself into a limited potentiality of outcomes. Always remember, when it comes to reaction, the prevention of overreacting is much better than the cure. Finally, step 5, act in love. In this context, to act in love is to be pure with your intentions and maintain inner peace with the outcome, no matter what it may be. To act in love is to also resist feeding into negative thoughts and negative energy. Leave it alone. As a wise man once said, control how you react to things sent to destroy your peace. Acting in love will help you avoid conflict and circumvent situations that aim to throw you off of your balance. Always remember, fighting fire with fire will just burn the whole house down. You may have been hurt in the past, but you do not have to be involved in the tango to having that same situation repeat itself. Act in love Because if it's out of your hands, then it deserves freedom from your mind also. So that's it, Howell family. Those are the 5 steps on how to not react emotionally and to start moving forward today. Thank you for watching this video until the end. You are appreciated. Post a comment below to let people know how not reacting emotionally has helped you on your journey. Like and share this video, and consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. I'll see you here next time on Howell Consultations, the how-to being true to you.